In the 14th century, according to legend, an eagle sat on a cactus, devouring a snake, marking the place where a city would be founded. That city became Tenochtitlan, a place built on lakes and small islands where people traveled by canoe through wide waterways. Over time, after the Spanish conquest, the city evolved into what we now know as Mexico City, a place built on the history, culture, and geography of the ancient indigenous culture. To think of Mexico City is to think big. With a population of over 22 million people, the city sits in a valley dominated by two volcanoes. At first, the mountains and volcanoes around Mexico City make it feel contained, almost like it has clear borders. But as the city keeps growing, those limits slowly disappear. What began as Tenochtitlan has expanded for kilometers, turning into a huge city that is constantly changing and impossible to define in just one image. Mexico City is made up of many different worlds living side by side, each neighborhood with its own rhythm, culture, architecture, and identity. Whether in the south, north, east, or west, the city always has something to offer. Let's take a look at some of the most interesting architectural projects in Mexico City. Our first stop is Casa Gilardi, one of the final works by legendary Mexican architect Luis Barragán. Located in a quiet neighborhood in western Mexico City, the house looks simple from the outside. But once inside, everything changes. Light, color, and space work together to create a calm and almost meditative atmosphere. Because the site is smaller than many of Barragán's other projects, every element feels more intimate and connected without losing its sense of order. One of the most memorable moments is a narrow hallway filled with yellow light coming through small vertical openings, leading visitors toward another space hidden behind a door. Once you pass through the door, suddenly, the indoor pool appears. Blue walls surround the water, while a bright pink wall becomes the visual centerpiece of the space. This was Barragán's last project, bringing together many of the ideas he explored throughout his career: silence, light, color, water, nature, and emotional space. There is one element in particular that defines this house: a jacaranda tree. Its presence was key to the architect's decision to take on the project at age 80, after nearly a decade of being almost retired. The jacaranda tree becomes the heart of the house, shaping the spaces around it. The visitors can see it from the ground floor courtyard and again from the upper level, where pink walls, long white surfaces, and cacti create a second open courtyard connected to the sounds and atmosphere of the city. In a city as massive and intense as Mexico City, Ciudad Universitaria feels like a world of its own. Better known as UNAM's main campus, it combines architecture, art, history, and public space on an enormous scale. This university dates back to the era of New Spain, when the Royal and Pontifical University of Mexico was established by decree in 1551. However, despite centuries of political and social reforms in the country, independence movements, and even the Mexican Revolution, the university did not assume its current form until the 1940s. For its construction, the National School of Architecture organized a design competition where leading architects of the time, many of them former students, submitted their ideas. In the end, Mario Pani and Enrique del Moral were chosen to guide the overall project, while individual buildings were designed by different architects working within the larger vision. Two buildings define much of the campus: the Dean's Tower and the Central Library. The Dean's Tower became an important example of modern Mexican architecture, especially through its connection to muralism and public art. Nearby, the open plaza known as Las Islas has become one of the university's main gathering spaces for students and visitors. Across from it stands the Central Library, one of the most iconic buildings in Mexico City. Designed by Juan O'Gorman and other architects, the building mixes functional modern architecture with strong Mexican identity. Its massive facade is impossible to miss. Covered with murals made from colored volcanic stone, the artwork tells stories from Mexican history and indigenous culture, including the famous image of the eagle devouring the snake. It's a reminder of how deeply Mexico City's past is still connected to its architecture and public spaces today. Keeping the connection to indigenous heritage, we move to the National Museum of Anthropology. Located in Chapultepec Forest, the museum was created to preserve and showcase Mexico's early cultural history. Its design was first proposed by President Adolfo López Mateos, who imagined a space where visitors would leave feeling proud of their identity. The architect chosen for the project was Pedro Ramírez Vázquez, one of the most important Mexican architects of the 1960s. For the museum, Ramírez Vázquez broke away from the traditional European idea of long corridors and large, overwhelming galleries. Instead, he designed a space where the visitor's journey itself becomes part of the story of Mexico. At the heart of the museum is a large central courtyard with two key elements: a reflecting water pool and the iconic umbrella-like roof. This roof is supported by a 12-meter-high reinforced concrete column, covered in bronze reliefs that depict key moments in Mexican history, from the arrival of the Spanish to independence. The massive canopy, measuring 52 by 82 meters, shelters the courtyard from rain during much of the year, while also creating a natural meeting point and a pause in the visitor's journey between exhibition halls. Not far from there, we arrive at another work by Luis Barragán, this time a deeply personal one, as it was both his home and studio until 1988. Located at numbers 12 and 14 on General Francisco Ramirez Street, the exterior reveals very little. Behind a simple gray wall and a yellow door lies the work of one of the architects who most masterfully used color in modern architecture. Inside, water elements appear throughout the house, including a small pond with clay pots and a courtyard that visually connects interior and exterior spaces. The home includes a compact studio and a living room filled with books and personal objects, where white tones and wooden furniture create a calm, warm atmosphere. Color becomes more expressive as you move through the house. Barragán's signature pink appears in the dining room, while white is used in larger spaces and circulation areas, where shifts in scale and height mark transitions between rooms. Going up to the first level, you reach the bedrooms. Here, personal objects reveal a more intimate side of the architect, reflecting his love of horses and his deep religious faith. At the top of the house, the rooftop opens into a composition of volumes in orange, white, and pink, forming distinct geometric planes against the sky. For our final stop, we return to the volcanic landscape in the south of Mexico City, where we find the Anahuacalli Museum, a building that is not easy to define. Designed in the early 1940s when modern architecture was already established in Mexico, the museum breaks away from that style and instead draws deeply from pre-Hispanic traditions. It was conceived by Diego Rivera, who wanted to create a modern monument inspired by ancient Mexico, while also housing his vast collection of indigenous artworks gathered throughout his life. Inside, the building is organized into 3 levels that reflect the structure of the indigenous cosmos. The ground floor is dark and enclosed, symbolizing the underworld, where the journey begins before moving upward. The second level represents the earthly world. Here, Rivera's works and sketches are displayed, and a large window introduces a striking contrast to the otherwise heavy, enclosed spaces. At the top, the experience culminates in an open space representing the upper world. From here, the city unfolds in every direction, creating a final connection between the building, the volcanic landscape, and Mexico City itself. Of course, this list could go on and on, covering different areas of the city, but if you've already been here or are planning to visit, we'd love to hear which other buildings you would recommend to the community. We look forward to reading your comments. Keep exploring more cities around the world with us, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also discover more city guides on archdaily.com by following the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode of ArchDaily's Architecture City Guide.